it, boss? Reddish, man.
You know,
What you guys
like
need?
a nice Glock. That Camo Brown, that brown. Well, they up in like. Impatient. Damn, let him. Ooh, god damn.
The clerk hit at least one.
Yeah. Whoa. Here we go. Hey, YouTube, Town family, what's the biz? Y'all already know what it is. Positive vibes all days, always. Y'all know how I'm rocking. I appreciate everybody for tuning in today. I hope everybody is feeling well and doing well, man. You already know ain't nothing to it but to do it. So we about to get right into it, okay? Man, if you haven't already, please hit that like, share, and subscribe and notification button so you can stay up to date with the latest and the greatest content, okay? You don't want to miss, man. We're going to be doing some daily drops. Like I said, I'm going to try my best to do some daily drops for you guys. So I really do appreciate all the love, everybody that's tuning in and rocking with Todd-Town. And yeah, without further ado, welcome to Todd-Town, baby.
Armed good guy making a bad guy's life hard. Out at the link in the description for all your holster needs. We have audio from the surveillance footage on this one as this clerk is just minding his business in his store. Let's listen in.
That's crazy. Listen, I would not recommend that, okay? I ain't telling nobody what to do, but always be aware of your surroundings, man. I know a lot of people, be at work on their phones, but, when you got certain jobs, I just think you should be more aware, especially something like this where you got a high chance of robberies and stick-ups and stuff like that. Man, be aware. I see a lot of that going on. I be out in public. I can see a lot of people on their phones, and it's just times where you see where it's something that could be taken advantage of, all because someone's distracted on the phone. I hope that's not the case here.
What is it, boss? Reddish, man. What you guys
like
need?
a nice Glock. That Camo Brown, that brown. Well, they up in like. Impatient. Damn, let him. Ooh, god damn.
The clerk hit at least one of them. There was a blood trail leaving the store. I don't have any follow-up information from there.
I thought that was bulletproof glass. How you hit him? That's crazy. Is that just plexiglass at the end of the day? Because I always thought that was some bulletproof glass right there. So if he said one of them is leaking or blood trails, so that mean that ain't so bulletproof.
In the comments.
I always thought that was bulletproof glass.
I gotta say, what the heck is with that little barrier between them? It's certainly not stopping any bullets. Why the heck is it there?
Right.
Let's think about
crazy.
lessons. Remember, it is just a normal day until it's not. This guy's just chilling on his phone. And I get it, it's a boring day in the store, but try not to get immersed in your mobile device. And I say that's goofy, I get it.
Hopefully he ain't in a relationship.
Your mobile device. Now, dude shows him a gun. Oh, okay, fine. What are you going to do? You're going to comply in that moment, even if you got a gun on your person.
Hey, these store clerks be calm. Like, this jerk must happen often.
Both of our perps have
they be so calm when
it
go down.
Remember, every time you add an attacker, you add an order of magnitude of difficulty to your task.
Facts.
So when you're talking about,
am I
going to ambush both these guys, I know they both have guns. You better get yourself to a place where you have an overwhelming initiative advantage in order to do so. I don't think our clerk really had that here, and I think he really got lucky in a lot of ways. That's
he did.
Count on luck, but
he
luck
did.
Counts. So now
because they got up out of Dodge.
We know that he's got a gun under the counter in this particular case, and he's going to decide to go for that. So he's getting all the money out. Purposeful compliance is a very good thing. But I want you to notice this is where our clerk is deciding, okay, I'm going to go for the gun. Notice that guy has got the drop on him 100%. Now, normally, of course, I would say never do this. This is a bad idea. This is a very low percentage play that he's made. That said, he does have a bit of an ability to gain initiative advantage here.
They was distracted, though. They had that money.
Getting stuff for these guys. so he is able to get the gun in obscurity. So I think he can defeat the drop a little bit here, but I think it's a very low percentage.
They was distracted
play,
by the
and
money.
I don't think I would recommend.
Which is cool, but
it. Now watch
he
what
right
he does here is he is going to
in
pull
a sense.
this gun out from under the counter, and one of the reasons he's going to have a hard time here is he has to rack the slide. So he's actually got the gun in his left hand, even though he's
and I know this is a big argument between, you know, racking and unracking. Listen, if you carry a self-defense or any type of defense firearm, what sense does it make not to have one ready in the head? Like, I've never understood that. Like, it literally only take a split second. You know what I mean? You got to draw out. You got to rack. And on top of that, they already got the guns pointing at them. So let me just see what happened.
And he's using his right hand in order to put a round in the chamber. That kind of stuff is the kind of delays that might cost you your life.
That's crazy.
And again, the only reason
I don't recommend
these guys didn't notice it cognitively and didn't have the time to react before he was able to get the first shot off. And again, the person who gets the first anatomically significant hit in the other guy is almost always who wins the gunfight. And so that gun is right now staged, or was staged, for defense. And we, rule of number 3 of firearm safety is that we always keep firearms unloaded until they're in use. However, a gun being used to defend the store should be loaded then.
Exactly. Like I said, any self-defense weapon.
A holster that's mounted to that counter or whatever. Of course, I'd much rather he have it on his person than have it underneath the counter. Now, the other thing I want to notice there is that was a negligent discharge. He had his finger on the trigger, racked the slide real hard, and his finger was on the trigger, and he caused a negligent discharge there.
Okay, because that's what it looked like. I'm like, that don't even look like that was intentional. I mean, you can see it's no type of gun control whatsoever. Okay, so yeah,
Now, he's just using the gun as a noisemaker anyways in some significant capacity.
And check that out. Now, that's what's crazy. So that actually worked out in his favor, and I'm going to explain why. And like I say, a lot of times that's not the case, and it don't happen that way. But, okay, these little motherfuckers ran off. You know what I mean? Like he said, I think he mentioned that time that he took to rack, both two robbers got the gun pointed right at him. They could have easily, yum, yum, yum. You know what I'm saying? It don't take you no time. You already got the gun up. You got the gun pointed. And again, I mentioned this in another video, I believe. It makes me question, is the guns really loaded? You know, is the guns real? Are they loaded? Do they work? Because why else, or your intentions really ain't to kill, but God, you got to understand what game you playing at that point. You have to understand what game you playing. So this worked out in the store clerk's favor because, I mean, he was able to get one off accidentally, which worked out to his favor because they scattered off and ran. So they really didn't have, I guess, the time between that, you know what I'm saying? So, but I don't advise you carrying or having a self-defense weapon in the sense that you got to take it out and prepare yourself for war. It's nonsense. That's nonsense. That's nonsense.
But you don't want to waste rounds like that, and you don't know where that bullet's going. This is why we practice rule number 2, which is always keep our finger high and in register until we made a conscious decision to fire. And rule number 1, always keep firearms pointed in the direction of least consequence, which should be directly at the perps in this particular case. Then he's going to actually transition the gun into his other hand and start getting rounds on this guy. But I want you to notice we see another instance here where this clerk is not trained well with a handgun. And the
not
reason
at all.
for that is he got the gun finally put in his dominant hand, but he's taking his non-dominant hand and grabbing.
But you can't blame him.
I don't
know. I mean,
like
just
turn of the
a lot of
20th
these
century.
a lot of gun owners, believe it or not, aren't trained or trained properly. Like, I know a lot of people that go get a gun for self-defense, whether it's for a job in the sense of like in his situation, or even for self-defense on person. And they may go to the range maybe one time. And that was probably around the time that they got the gun. Never probably pull it out again, never use it again. So the average person that actually owns a gun ultimately don't know how to use it. They don't know how to hold it. You know, that's what it is.
Or maybe even before that. And so he's clearly not trained with a firearm at all. And if you're going to have a firearm, in your vicinity, used to defend your business or whatever, you need to know how to use that firearm. Now, that said, even though he's untrained, it was effective. He drove these guys off. Okay, take appropriate follow-up actions.
It worked out.
Remember,
like I said, it worked out in his favor.
Remember tap ifs, right? First T is threat. Did I hit him? Is he down? Do I need to shoot him again? A, his accomplices. Does anybody else need to get shot here? P, this guy doesn't have any partners. We don't worry about that. I, am I injured? Is he all right? Do I have any injuries? Do I need to do any first aid to myself? F, what's the condition of my firearm? Is it in good working order still? Do I need to reload it? The second F is follow-up actions. What do I need to do to make myself safer? Maybe he needs to, lock the door here or whatever. And then S, seek help. Call it in and get some help on the way. So this one was kind of a mess, but it was a mess that worked. Good guys 1, bad guys 0. He covered his ass.
And it worked out. You know what I mean? It worked out in his favor. And I like to say, again, man, I don't know what it is about it. It's not hard to hustle or work. And I don't mean hustle in the sense of what a lot of people think, but it's plenty of ways to get money, man. There's so many legal ways. Easy. You know what I mean? You ain't got to rob. You ain't got to be out here doing that and moving like that, man. And ultimately, I wonder if you got to check. See, it makes you want to check up on these. I do a lot of research, so I like to check. Like, damn, did they make it? Did he hit him? Did they go to the hospital? What was the end result of that? Anywho, I am very thankful that the store clerk made it out alive, protecting his jewels. You feel what I'm saying? Dumb part on the robber's end. I don't, recommend or condone any such things. Okay? And again, like I always say, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So you already know how I go. I want to appreciate everybody for tuning in. Another one, Todd-Town. Want to give my team a thanks, production a thanks, man. It's always a fun one. It's always a good one. And I will check back with you guys. Peace. Yeah. Whoa.